This chapter is called A Really, Really Bad Situation, which is interesting because I thought they were in quite a bad situation anyway, but it appears it could get worse. "Oh, for Thor's sake, oh, for Thor's sake," cried Hiccup, looking desperately around him, but there was no sign of Kamikaze. Just the silent mist, and below them, why, below them, there could be anything down there in the water. It could be dark breathers that like to drag their victims underneath the water and suck out their blood. It could be shark worms that killed with their foot-long fangs, or grabbed a takeaway of a dangling limb and swam on. "Where is she? Where is she? Where is she?" "They're looking for Kamikaze," Fishlegs kept repeating, as if Hiccup knew the answer. Oh, look, poor Hiccup is trying to support Fishlegs, who can't swim. One terrified moment passed, and then Fishlegs too screamed and was dragged out of Hiccup's arms. "Fishlegs!" yelled Hiccup. Hiccup was alone in the cold grey ocean. Never had his poor flapping feet felt so vulnerable. There was nothing he could do. He could not run or fly away, although Toothless was valiantly trying to haul him out of the water by the back of his waistcoat. And then he felt the first searching nibble on his ankle. Hiccup screamed and tried clumsily to splash forwards, but whatever it was took a firm grip on his leg and pulled him underwater. Oh dear, this is getting bad. Hiccup just had time to take a big lungful of air. The water around him turned swiftly from green to grey to black as he was dragged down into the sea. So this is it, thought Hiccup as he went deeper still. This is what it is like to die. Just as his lungs were about to burst, he was pulled back the other way up. The water turned from black to grey to green to white again, and he was hauled out of the sea and into the sky. Hiccup was being carried upside down through the air by a gigantic dragon with a wingspan of about 7 meters. These are really unusual because they're almost like giant rays. You see, kind of flat. All around him, with great rasping shrieks, a whole pack of the shriek creatures were leaping out of the sea, shooting upwards as if they were arrows being shot out of Neptune's bow. The dragon holding Hiccup was flying so low that Hiccup's fingers were scraping the surface of the water. It swung him up as if he were a piece of mackerel and let him go, sending Hiccup cartwheeling through the air, and as he was just about to hit the sea, another dragon dived and caught him, this time by the arms. Out of the corner of his eye, Hiccup could see Fishlegs and Kamikaze being carried by other dragons in the pack in a similar fashion. He tipped his head upwards to try and see what had captured them. It was raptor tongues. Raptor tongues are most peculiar. They look like perfectly normal dragons that had been accidentally stopped on by a giant and squashed flat as a pancake. They are often used by Vikings to spy on enemy tribes because they can fly low and swift and silent over enemy territory without anyone realising they are there. They're chameleons. It says, yes, a raptor tongue swooping over enemy territory. Raptor tongues live hidden in the deep crevasses of the murderous mountains or the gorge of the thunderbolt of Thor. They have an extraordinary ability to flatten themselves, which means they can squeeze through surprisingly small spaces. They make excellent spy dragons. Look, that one, can you just see him? He's wriggling underneath a locked door. Ooh. The pack was about 50 strong, and they were carrying the 3 young Vikings out into the open ocean. This was surprising, for Hiccup knew that raptor tongues were archipelago dragons, not ocean creatures at all. Where, for Thor's sake, were they taking them? The raptor tongues flew on and on. Every now and then, when Hiccup's arms were aching so hard he thought they would pull out of their sockets, the raptor tongues would fling him upside down again. Hiccup attempted to talk to the raptor tongue who was carrying him, but it merely adjusted his grip and snapped, "You say one more word and I will remove your head." Hiccup was an intelligent boy, and he judged that it might be wiser to shut up. Eventually a smudge appeared on the island, gradually growing bigger and bigger as they drew nearer. At first Hiccup thought it was an island with a volcano on it, for it was belching out a thick grey-green smoke. But as they grew nearer and nearer, Hiccup realised it wasn't an island at all, but a boat. And what a boat it was! It's called the American Dream 2. Now that's reminding me of something. Oh, there's a tent there that's called Norbert's tent on that boat. The American Dream. I know why this is reminding me of something, because Norbert the Nutjob, do you remember in How to Cheat a Dragon's Curse? Norbert the Nutjob, his father, went to America on a ship called the American Dream. This is the American Dream too. I have this feeling we're about to meet one of my favourites, villains, Norbert the Nut Job, for the second time, and he's going to be very mad to see Hiccup again. See you tomorrow.